But if there's someone who begins their chess journey, what would you recommend them?
Just read what you want to read. Don't sort of try to force yourself to follow things you're not interested in. Now we have to make sure here we got hit in a very dramatic, cinematic way, and it can be played in slow motion. There's a car coming. If you don't want to know how Magnus thinks, well, then it's not for you.
So you stopped writing, is it?
No, I didn't stop writing.
Then?
I never stopped writing, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
My new book is out 15 June. We are not a political party company at all. You know, everyone have their own opinions. I know that my employees don't share their opinions with mine. So I know most people are worrying about AI, and there's definitely a very scary story to tell. Why don't you have it? Why don't you have it? Answer me. Why haven't you read it? Why did you buy it and not read it? Buy a second copy that will remind you to read it.
Jacob, welcome to Cyprus.
Thank you, thank you.
We are here right now in the candidates venue, and I wanted to do a video with you. I wanted to discuss chess books with you.
Okay, I know a thing or two.
You are, I think, right now one of the biggest owners of chess publishing in the world. Or maybe you're the only one, right?
No, I wouldn't say so. So if you talk about paper in English, we probably are something like 50% of the market.
Wow. So that's, you have quality chess, new in chess, and what else?
Everyman chess, popular chess, and chess elevation.
Chess elevation?
Yes.
That's something new?
Yes.
What is it?
It's basically a kind of broad market books with very, very few authors. So it's a little side project by myself, really.
Interesting.
So we're publishing this year 7 books. We published 2 already and 5 more coming. And they are all by Yasser Seiravan. So we are re-edited and updated his winning chess series.
Oh, wow.
So they are all going to come, and they are going to be available at ChessBase India.
That's incredible, because I grew up reading the winning series. The winning chess brilliancies, the winning chess openings. In fact, winning chess openings was my first window to chess openings.
That will be the last book that will be published from this series, because it's the one that needs most update. I don't think many want an opening repertoire from 1998.
Wow. Okay, so Jacob, the fact that you know so many books and so many things you worked upon, I wanted to first begin with, if there's any beginner out there who doesn't know much about chess, because you yourself write slightly advanced books and for stronger players, but if there's someone who begins their chess journey, what would you recommend them? We want to go stepwise.
Well, probably I think for very much beginners, it's a little bit difficult. We're working on a series which I have wild ambitions of trying to sell it to some Indian friends, so it comes out in some Indian languages as well, like Hindi and Tamil, but that's not out yet. I'm not sure. I'm sure in the catalog of our 800 plus titles that are still in print, there will be something, but I'm not sure exactly which one it is. We had one at Quality Chess called Chess for Kids and Parents, and I don't think it's very good, so I wouldn't recommend that. There's some things I like about the step methods, which and there's some things I don't like. But
the step method is very famous, right? These series of
it's very
books.
popular, yes, and we have no connections with them at all. They are nice. I think the thing we're coming with will be nicer. I think there are many great courses on Chessable as well. I think, but actually my advice is the moment you can play, I wouldn't start with a book. That's exactly the moment from, let's say you are 400 to your 800, something like this, then the best thing you can do, and here I have to stop to explain it in detail. You go to you make an account at Lichess. They have a section called puzzles. And in that puzzles, you go in and for a long period of time, first you take like a test and see where you are. Your puzzle rating might be like 600 or something. You don't understand anything. It's all very difficult. That's normal. Then you turn off the rating calculation and you put the exercises at minus 300. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a lot of really, really easy puzzles. But the idea of them is not that you think for a long time and try to sort of, with your brain bolting through and crushing everything. The idea is that you try. If you're wrong, fine, just see the solution. What you need to learn in the very beginning is the vocabulary of how the pieces interact, the mechanics, very fundamental mechanics of chess. And once you've done that, then you can progress to the winning series is great. We have some new books coming towards the end of the year or beginning of next year called Woodpecker Basics, which is changed to the Woodpecker series or an addition to the Woodpecker series, which also is very popular but is not for beginners. But basically the moment you start, you just want to see huge load of positions. And there the computer generated material from somewhere like Lichess or Chess Tempo or chess.com is great. But the moment you have to try to understand something, it's not just about seeing lots of positions and 1-2 move interactions, then curated material is better, because then the amount of money you pay for a book or a course or something is very quickly earned back in the time you save by having good training material instead of having quite random training material.
Very interesting.
So I have a friend who I'm helping doing more or less this. He started out being a beginner 2 years ago, and he has solved over 90,000 Lichess puzzles.
Wow.
In a little more than 18 months. And his solving rating has gone from, I don't know, like 900 to 2200.
Wow.
This is not his playing strength, because that is his strength when he has these tactical opportunities and he knows they're there, which is very much different from experience in play. But he played a tournament over the board. We were together in Charlotte in October, and he won his first ever game.
Wow.
That's everybody's dream, right?
That's so beautiful. So in general, the major audience that watches videos on ChessBase India and so on are trying to improve. Their rating would be somewhere around 600, 800. They want to reach 1500, 2000. They want to keep improving. So at this point, they know the rules, they've played chess, they play online. What would be your suggestions to them in terms of books? What can they get and start going and stepwise go forward?
Something that people very often overlook, but which is really, really great, is just books with games, annotated games. So for example, let's say we have the 3 books on Tal by Tibor Karloy. Also it's 2 books on Karpov. And if you approach them in the right way, they can be extremely useful for you. And this is what I did when I was young, and what many players of my generation did when we were young. Instead of having sort of like, oh, here you have to see this example and learn exactly this. We learned the sort of the whole game by watching it the whole way through, read the annotations, understanding very little, going on to the next one, playing it through, understanding very little, and every time we come back, you know, the things we understand better and better.
You think
like
it's very useful, yeah?
Sorry?
You think it's very useful to learn
I think
this
it's
way?
incredibly useful. There's an important thing I want to say, that computers can be very useful. And I'm sure everyone by now, not just chess players, but everyone else, have the experience of working with some sort of an AI.
Right.
So it used to be only chess players who did it, because we have chess engines for about 30 years. And what a lot of us realized very quickly is that when the engine is thinking, the human is nodding. And if you're not aware of it, you can very easily think, oh my God, I understand everything, I'm so smart. And then you turn the engine off, it's like, I don't understand anything, what's happening? And that's going to happen to a lot of people in the real world because of AI. We already see it with test scores for like monthly submissions or something in schools. The grades are going up, exams are going down. So there's some chess players I would mention. Carlsen, Aronian, Gukesh, not a bunch of nobodies. All of them were very, very strong players, already grandmasters, and in Gukesh's case, already rising to the top before they started working with computers. That is not a coincidence. So for people who don't remember Aronian, because maybe they were not born as long ago as I was, then he was number 2 for a very, very long time in the world, and the only real competitors of Carlsen. And yeah, in any other age he would have been world champion. But in the age of Carlsen, his spot was taken.
Nice. So you spoke about these book series with games. There are games of...
I can offer another one. So
yes.
We have re-typeset and with a new layout, My Great Predecessors series by Garry Kasparov.
Wow.
And that was written more than 20 years ago. There's a lot of wisdom in it. Written by the greatest player of all time, in my opinion, and his team. I know it's always debatable, him or Carlsen, but that's the debate, and if you have to choose one, I'll choose Garry, but it's marginal.
Carlsen himself chooses Garry, so it's okay.
Yes, but Garry will probably, if asked, also choose Garry. No, he would choose Carlsen, of course, because of the thing called social skills. But it's the two of them. They played 2 games in a tournament, rapid. But Carlsen was 13 and Kasparov was just before his retirement, so it was not. They never really competed. Let's say it like that.
Right.
Yeah. So
My Great Predecessors is a wonderful series, and it's very difficult to read it. There's a lot of text. There's also a lot of analysis.
So this is my point. Thank you for reminding me. I need reminders. I'm old. So when you're reading things, just read what you want to read. Don't sort of try to force yourself to follow things you're not interested in. And in the books, let's say not all analyses are entirely accurate. They were written more than 20 years ago. The computer analysis is, let's say, they're not to today's standard, and there are some things that would be changed if we were to go through them in that way. And we thought about doing that when I took over the books as a publisher, but we decided that they would be too different to what they were, and it would make more sense to basically try to do something similar again. So for that reason,
You let it be as it is.
We let it be as it is. We just improved the layout because we didn't think the layout was very good. So the books became quite a bit bulkier now. But they have upgraded fonts, upgraded layouts, new design. But the reality was we just published them because I thought they should exist for sort of all time. So I brought them back more or less from the dead when I took over the publishing house. They're not selling a lot of copies. They're not like brand new books. A lot of people already have them. If you already have them, these versions are not different. But towards the end of the year, there will be what is hopefully the first of a whole series, a book called The World Champions, Volume 8, starting with Volume 8 by Garry Kasparov.
Really?
On Michael Tal. The book's already done and edited.
This is a new book now?
Yes.
Wow. And Garry is writing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting.
So we're a team. Like Gary's a very busy person. It's Gary's book. He's the guy who is deciding everything, but we're helping him. Like we're a team. We have a Dirk-Jan ten Goysendam has helped doing a lot of the historical research. We have had a lot of talks with Garry. We're helping a lot of things. Of course, a chess book these days, one of the main authors is Stockfish. So we're a team, but it's a big project, and hopefully other people will also be helping in the project along the way. We have talks with some people. I think it would be unfair to mention who it is, especially if it doesn't happen. They shouldn't be responsible for things they haven't done, right. This is a general principle. But yeah, no, it's done. It exists, and I personally think it's very good.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you also have this series by Judit Polgar, which is very interesting.
Yes.
3 books.
So yes, I think we called them Judit Polgar Teaches Chess. The first one was How I Beat Fischer's Record. Second one, GM to Top 10 maybe. And the third one, something with Queen. I'm very bad with names, titles,
Game of
remembering
Queens,
these things.
I think, yeah.
Game of Queens. Yeah, like Game of Thrones, Game of Queens. Yeah, that was what we called it, because sort of playing on the male-female thing. Yeah, those books they're lovely. They're also really good for playing through, understanding how chess is played, understanding the player's thoughts. There's a series I wrote together with Boris Gelfand, who I know you have interviewed recently.
Is it an hour ago?
An hour ago, no less.
Is it a tough book for people? Like, what level would you say?
I think the Judit Polgar books are quite accessible. And the first book Boris and I wrote is also, you can read it and
the positional play.
Understand. Yes, so it's called The Positional Decision Making in Chess. And I think that was really, really good, because it managed to bridge the thing it was very accessible for general public, broad public, but it was also very useful for even top grandmasters. And the way we wrote it was, Boris and I would talk through everything. I wrote it down. I changed things compared to my experience as a writer. And then he went through everything and checked everything. It's sort of like similar with the process with Garry. That is a team process. Here the team was only 2 people. And so the first book, Positional Decision Making, is very accessible. The second one, Dynamic Decision Making, is reasonably accessible but more difficult. And then the last 2 volumes are quite tough nuts.
The technical one and the major piece.
Yeah, decision making in major piece and games. Now we have to make sure here we got hit in a very dramatic, cinematic way, and it can be played in slow motion. There's the car coming.
No, we'll be safe. We'll be safe. So the game series is one. Which other books would you in general recommend that are something that are accessible? Like, for example, Soviet Chess Primer.
Build up your chess.
Yeah, the Yusupov series.
The Yusupov series is fantastic. They are written to take people from, let's say, 1200 to 2200. There's 10 of them. And they're fantastic. There's also a book called Chess Structures, a Grandmaster Guide, and the new one, Chess Imbalances, by the same author, Mauricio Flores. And they're both really, really great books. By the way, the Polgar books there, if you're more into videos, I think she's doing them videos for Chessable, which I get nothing out of saying. I'm not part of that deal.
What about your own series of, the in-game play calculation?
No, calculation. It starts, but I think that book is maybe the best-selling book in general. Would you say like one of the best-selling books ever?
Calculation by me. So I wrote this series of 6 books.
Yes, Grandmaster Preparation.
Grandmaster Preparation, where this is a true story, and you can go and you can find it on ChessBase India. So when I had to write the 6th and final volume of this series, I felt sort of a little bit insecure of myself, unsure about my abilities to write it to the level I wanted it. And I felt it was going very slowly. So I decided on a way to trick myself, to force myself into writing this book. I would book a book tour, then I had to write it. So I reached out to my online friends Saga and Amruta and Peter, and said, "Can we do a book tour of Asia?" So we did 12 cities in 27 days. I was only alone in the last destinations, which was Tehran in Iran. But otherwise, you were with me all the way. And Peter, he sort of joined sometimes and then had to go home and deal with things and then came again. And that was a magnificent experience. But of course, I didn't manage to finish the book in time for the tours. I went on book tour without the book. But you know, it has the absolute fantastic thing about it that the photos from the book tour are in the book.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's a lot of photos of the three of us.
It's the most amazing thing in the book. It's called Thinking Inside the Box. And that when you open the first page, there's Nihal Sarin. And then there is me, Amruta, and you. So that is a memory for us for lifetime.
Thank you very much. So, very kindly turned off the
thank you.
garden equipment here while we were recording. Very, very kind of them. Yes, so yeah, there was this photo of Nihal sleeping on top of Grandmaster preparation.
Yeah. So this calculation book, I think, is a very good one because it gives you tools to calculate, like excluding certain moves, elimination, comparison, all of these things, which is very prophylaxis, I also think.
It's a very difficult book, so I often see people who are 1100 try to deal with it. I don't think it's appropriate for them. Like, don't get me wrong, if you buy the book, you'll make me happy, but it's maybe not in your interest if you are 1100. It's like it's later if you're 1800 in India, 2100 elsewhere. 1800 Uzbekistan also, but about 2100 elsewhere, it starts to become really useful book. There's 2 books we did with Noon Chess almost 2 years ago, which I really, really love on a very similar topic, which I highly recommend. They're called 100 Tactical Patterns You Must Know.
Oh, yes.
And 100 Tactical Patterns You Must Know workbook.
Is this by Frank Erwich?
Frank Erwich.
Yeah.
And he is really, really experienced author because he's also one of the editors at Noon Chess.
Oh, okay.
So he's edited a lot of books. And then we have, of course, in sort of the series started with 100 endgames, theoretical endgames you must know, 100 endgames you must know. Chess endgames.
Recent one is 50 mistakes you must know.
50 mistakes you must know, yes. And 100 basic endgames you must know is released like any day.
Really? There's a new one?
There's a new one.
Basic. What does that have
We need to
from?
organize an order to send some books to India.
Wow, yeah, a new order will be placed right now. So these are different.
That's why you're on the phone, yeah?
So 100...
What are mice?
No, but 100 basic endgames you must know is different from 100 endgames you must know.
Yes. So it's a prequel.
Prequel.
So when you talk about something for players who are just starting out, it's going to be a fantastic resource. I think if there are any justice in the world, which there's not, but okay, if there was, then that book would do much better than 100 endgames you must know.
Nice.
Which is a great, great bestseller. Like it sold 3 times my book, what my book calculation has done, at least.
Wow.
So it's not.
Is it possible to reveal the numbers to the people? Like
no,
how many?
No,
it's not.
No.
Okay.
But 3 times is at least.
Right.
So we have another book which is also very popular. As I mentioned, we have Woodpecker Basics coming. So the Woodpecker Method is the best-selling book of all time from Quality Chess.
Wow.
And that's the one that sort of is in the same league as 100 chess endgames you must know. They are the 2 best-selling from books from our group in the last many years. So I should say for people who don't know that Quality Chess, Everyman and Noon Chess joined together. We couldn't continue the name Everyman, so there'll be no new Everyman books. They are now Popular Chess. Also has a new chief editor, so it's really a new start. And so we joined together as a group 2 years ago under my administration. And
it's a lot of work for you, but it means that the number of books coming out which are high quality is growing.
I think so, because we were 3 competitors who are now one company.
Right.
So it gave a lot of benefits all around. So it means that the distribution is much better. That matters a lot for people like yourselves who are purchasing books. Now, a lot of them come from the same place. Also for small specialist chess shops all across Europe, it's a huge time saver of not having to order from 2-3 different places, and also cost, because often the shipping is based on, oh, we have to go to your place. That's the initial cost of shipping. And also they can mix and match the books they're ordering much better. For the authors, it's not worse. We have the same contract across the group. For the customer, I think it's better because internally we've been able to learn a lot of things from each other. We have all the time decided that we wanted the sort of the soul of the companies to exist, for Everyman Popular Chess to be what it was, for New in Chess to continue to be what it was and what was working, and for Quality Chess also to continue what it was. And part of that process has been that, because I'm sitting as the CEO of the whole group, is that I have then sort of not removed myself, but taken a step to the side from the process. And that's why we have Chess Elevation. That's where I can sort of sit and do some books on my own.
Nice. So you stopped writing, is it?
No, I didn't stop writing.
Then?
I never stopped writing, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
My new book is out 15 June.
Which one?
A Killer Guide to Attacking Chess.
Oh, this is like your attacking manual update to it.
Also he had, which were such amazing books, but later we did not receive them for some reason.
They are out of print because they need to be updated.
But Practical Chess Defense is one of my favorite books.
That is out of print because it needs to be updated.
A lot of books need to be updated. What about this series where the old books have been kind of done? For example, My System or Soviet Chess Primer or the Russian Chess Strategy and so on. I mean, Soviet Chess Strategy, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have this series of classics. At the moment, we're not adding much to it, but we have, I think there's like 10 of them in the series. Also, New in Chess and Everyman have also published a number of classics. So we're not, with that exact design and sort of brand, we're not adding to it right now. It was one where we were receiving books from Russia, we were translating, we were exchanging rights with a Russian publisher. And given the situation at the moment, we're not very keen on continuing this process.
Okay.
And this is nothing to do with the publisher, which we love, but we think that there are things where you better stay a little bit away from them. And we are not a political party company at all. You know, everyone have their own opinions. I know that my employees don't share their opinions with mine. My opinion are not the opinions on the company, and they're not relevant for this discussion. But with this one situation, we sort of all had the feeling that we felt very sad for what's happening to Ukraine.
Okay.
So we have a lot of good relations to a lot of Russian friends, but this thing here we sort of put it a little bit on hold for the moment.
Interesting. We've entered your apartment here. I mean,
it's a house. It's a house.
Sorry.
But it's not mine. It's just rented.
It's just rented house here for a few days. Let's go behind there.
Come this way here.
And also,
we're going to throw Amruta in the pool. No, we're not. We're not. She would beat me up. I don't want it.
the open books which...
So the question is, are we sitting next to the pool or are we sitting up on the roof?
Let's go to the roof.
We'll go to the roof. Okay, I'm not sure I've been there before.
You have to make sure the mic you take, because it's on it.
Ah.
Smart. I would have forgotten.
Old men and technology in action here. So, okay, let's go to the roof.
Jacob, quality chess was known for its opening books.
Yes.
But now with engines getting so strong, do you think that the interest of writing these grandmaster repertoire has diminished?
I wouldn't say necessarily so. So this has happened many times in our industry, that we had to rethink how chess books are done. So especially opening books. And openings has changed a lot, and I'm getting dizzy just from walking up the stairs. I need some cardio. People have told me for a long time. Yeah, so we have to reinvent chess books all the time. But we're still doing some, like, let's say, theory-heavy books. And we're also doing some different kind of opening books we have on the way. We have a lot of ideas. I think it's very natural as things change, books change. We have to reinvent what that means from time to time. And when we did the Grandmaster repertoire series, it was sort of a reinvention based on how the chess market was at the time. Now the chess market has changed, and we'll reinvent again. And we already have 2 opening books out this year, Win with the English and Win with the French.
One is by Nicholas, right?
One is by Dielis, Nikos Dielis. NT is spelled, it's pronounced D.
Oh,
so Dielis, Nikos Dielis. And the other one is by Cotronius on the French. So the Nikos book is a very serious update of winning with the English, or playing the English. I'm so bad at titles, I apologize to everyone. So yeah, we have a lot of reinvention there happening. We're not doing as many opening books as we did at some point, and everyone knows the reason, which is a lot of them are, there's a new opening course every day or every 2 times a week on Chessable, and it's sort of a saturated market. So we're not doing a lot of that, but it's not like we're not doing any. But often we're not the best format for this. We will be, and we have started releasing a lot of our titles on Chessable, so people who like that can do it. We also, through Popular Chess, we did a number of opening books. We have one which will be both out as a book and as a video done by ChessBase later in the year on the Evans Gambit by Andrew Martin. And the video and the book will be quite different. So they're complementary products rather than overlap.
So actually, I personally built a lot of my playing career through the Grandmaster preparation series, like Mihail Marin's Grandmaster repertoire series, Mihail Marin's English, then Boris Avrukh's 1D4, and all that was super helpful to me when I was actually becoming a stronger player. So it was amazing.
Yeah, no, I think they were the perfect books for their time, and we're trying to do some books in a slightly different way now. So there has been this kind of thing that was quite interesting. So if you go back, let's say 50, 60 years, we were in a situation where opening books, they didn't go out of date very quickly, because you know, Botvinnik said, I can develop a new idea and I can play it for a year before anyone notices. Then with the internet coming, I remember Peter Heine Nielsen, he played a novelty in a game that he had seen been played in a rapid game same day. That's already 25 years ago, I think. And then there came this thing, like things were getting a little bit out of date, and then we thought, okay. Also, we did back then people did like Gambit and Batchford. They did these books which was like the complete Sveshnikov, the complete King's Indian, complete, all variations covered of everything. And that was right at the time before the databases were widely used. It was only around 2000 that all grandmasters used to have a computer. Before then, many didn't. And these complete books, they were the source of material for many, but then the databases became, and you had to deliver something else than just information. So you had to provide independent analysis, you had to structure it, you have to come with recommendations. Basically, if the author sits and does 200-300 hours of work, you don't have to. That was the sale point 20 years ago when we started this series in 2008. And now I think we had to rethink it again. But the funny thing is, chess books will not go out of date now. Not so much because, like in the old days, you didn't have the information. Now it's the opposite, because we have all the information. The engines are generally not wrong anymore. I think Sadler said it was like 2018 or 2019 when he stopped trying to disprove the engine and just started to find out why he was wrong and the engine was right. And we've seen it in correspondence chess. You can fact check this here, but last time I checked, there hadn't been one top level correspondence game on the board, so to speak, for like 4 or 5 years. They were like, the World Championship is just draws, and it's decided by who inputs the wrong move and then quits in anger from the tournament. You may laugh, but there are quite a few events who've been decided like this in correspondence chess.
Make a wrong move, yeah?
You think the opponent is playing e4, e5, and he plays e4, c5, then knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, and the other guy understands what you made a mistake, plays a6, you play bishop a4, then b5, bishop b3, c4. It's always been a great trap in correspondence chess. Especially back when it was postcast and handwritten, you would sort of write it in a way where it looked a little bit devious. There were many who did this. Especially because back then, because the postcards had to go back and forward, then someone would say, I play bishop b5, if you play a6, I play bishop a4. And then they're like, okay, I play b5 and c4. If you play bishop b6, play c4. And then they come back at a postcard saying something along the lines of, yeah, how do you censor this here? I should not speak my mind here, but then I'd be in much trouble. Okay. Yeah, so there would come some kind of profanity and a resignation in the mail. This happened many times.
Interesting. So, coming back to the books discussion, are there any books that you feel are like your favorite and something that you would like to just talk about? And that could be your books, that could be someone else's, that could even be outside the books that Quality Chess or the companies that you publish, but just sharing.
So we have some books from Noon Chess that we're putting together now, which will have a pre-release in the start of July in Charlotte, which I feel very powerfully about, and I'm very happy that we're doing. So we have agreed to put together the books of Daniel Naroditsky with his estate. So it's quite sad, of course. As most of you know, Daniel was entirely unfairly and defamatorily accused of cheating, and he took it very personally, and he had problems sleeping, and he took some medication to totally legal over the counter, and it was simply an accident, and he had a heart failure from medication just because he had problems sleeping. And before he died on Sunday morning. I arrived in Charlotte, I think on the Thursday or something like that, and I was going to talk to him about reissuing these books and talk him into it. And you can understand, he was 29 when he died, almost 30, and 2 of the books were written when he was 14 and 16, and the third is based on articles he wrote for Chess Life magazine. And these 3 books will be out this year, probably August. We haven't finalized the date yet, we'll do that in a week or so. But they will also be pre-released at the memorial event for him in Charlotte, where you should go.
I'm there.
I can't go. I'm going to see Formula 1 Silverstone, but I wanted to come.
I will be there. Amruta and I, we are planning.
That's fantastic. Yeah, they did a fantastic job, raised a lot of money. Of course, the sale of the books, part will go to the estate, and part will go to the tournament, the fund, after agreement with the estate and his brother who's managing the estate. And I will finish one of them today, here after I've done everything else I'm doing today. I'm just like 2 or 3 games from the end. So basically what we're doing is we are computer checking everything, and then we are changing the things that are wrong as we would do any other manuscript that comes in, and the final books will be correct, but they will also be the voice of Daniel, his youthful enthusiasm. And the books, I think, will be read for a long time, and I think people will really like them.
Beautiful. So you're finding ways to kind of bring back things which actually are so valuable, like the My Great Predecessors series, books by Daniel and so on. That's one of the things that you...
Also, there's another book we have redone, which is, I think, being typeset at the moment, which is Life of Games of Michael Tal.
By himself?
By himself.
Wow.
So it's definitely dictated. When you read it, you cannot avoid noticing that it's dictated, and you assume sort of like something vodka has gone in a glass while he's showing things and talking about things. And there was a bit of the chess which was not right. And there's nothing of the soul of the book, there's nothing of the narrative, there's nothing of the... It's like the book is still 100% chess, 100% Tal, but now the chess is also right. And there were some mistakes, and we fixed them, and it's not a big intervention. We fix them, we'll make the layout look really nice. We have a new cover, which sort of looks like the old cover in many ways, but also has sort of been freshened up. So yeah, it's a part of... I say I'm the curator of the New in Chess group, which is the way I see it. My reign is probably going to be quite temporary. I'm old, and it's like we have this big treasure, and people who were before me in these companies, they had other considerations than I did. A different situation. I'm not going to criticize them, but from my point of view, there is the possibility of restoration of books, and we are at this point in an age where, with the technology we have, it's a last time process. We do it now, we don't have to do it again. And I thought for this reason it's the right thing to go through a lot of material that is beloved, and rightly so, and update them, fix them, edit them, without taking anything away from them. Where I, as a reader, would sort of like, if I'm reading a book from 20, 30 years ago, and I'm seeing this is just not right, especially now where people, they consume books on Chess Tambo, they consume on Forward Chess, on Chessable, on Chessbase, and many other places where you can turn on the engine. Or maybe they sit with the game at home in Chessbase and they're playing through the game, and they're enjoying the game, but want to sort of like, I think that you could play like this, and they're sitting looking, they cannot work it out themselves, they want to get the answer from an engine, which is much better than getting an answer without asking. Think first, then engine, that's the process. And then, the engine says, well, you're right, you're wrong, but the book's definitely wrong. What's the experience then for reading the rest of the book? It's like, well, okay, it was good in its time, but back on the shelf. I don't want the greatest chess books of our time to be like that. With My Great Predecessors, it is a bit like that. I said that earlier. There are some mistakes in it, because it was written a long time ago. And as Garry said, he thought, back then we thought that we wouldn't be any mistakes because we had the engines, but there are a lot of mistakes. And now, okay, with the new book, we think there will be no mistakes because we have the engine.
Maybe it will also go under change some point.
Maybe we will look like fools in the future. We're doing here, during the candidates, we're doing this prediction club, where we are 6 players, and then we are ChatGPT and Claude. So all of us predicting, we're putting it up on my Twitter, the predictions. And so far, I think half of us are scoring below random. So if we had just thrown something across the room and guessed on it, well, the way we weighed is random is 50%, draw in every game, and random is winning.
Wow.
ChatGPT and Claude, Yali and Paulius, they're all above random. The 4 other humans, we're below.
Wow.
Actually, no, Alexandra jumped. Like, she had one good round. So Alexander Kostenyuk, she jumped from being like last to being number 2 or something, because she had like 6 or 7 out of 8, and it was all decisive games. So the way we weigh them is 50% chance of draw, 30% of white winning, 20% of black winning, which is, I think, fair. I saw someone saying statistics which sort of were not rounded numbers but look very different like this afterwards. So we then give reverse points, so 2.5 points for black winning, 2 for white winning, or whatever it is. Do the math. I have an AI, I can't think for myself anymore.
And also one question I wanted to ask is, like, there are these books like Turbo Tactics, Turbocharge Your Tactics.
Yes.
And 1 and 2, and you know, there are such books. But now online you can do a lot of tactics as well.
Yes.
So why would you, like, this is a, let's say, recent publication, why would you publish such books, and why do you find that they have something to really help the chess players?
So this is what I was talking about earlier with the tactics. So when you start in the very beginning and you just want to see a lot of patterns, and it's really about quantity, at that point I think computer generated and computer analyzed tactics are fine. So the problem with let's say Lichess or chess.com or something, with the tactics they provide. So what it is in Lichess, let's just use that as an example. Any game played in Lichess, the engine will go through it, and then it will sort of say, oh, here there was an interesting moment, only one way to win, and I will cut a few moves, and then you have to solve it. And then I sit there and I think and I think and I think, and then I sort of like, okay, this is the right move, and I sacrifice my knight, and it can be taken in 3 ways, and I don't really feel in control, and then the opponent gives me back the queen. I'm like, what? I take the queen, solved, on to the next one. Like, this is the experience when you get beyond the absolute basic thing of these tactics. And what we have found, especially since we've done the Killer Chess Training Chess Academy, which I always have to remember to advertise. We have a lesson every day, it's live, and it's quite affordable, which means in Europe it's reasonably priced. In India, it's possible to be a member because it's not so desperately expensive. And we have a lot of Indian members. We have like Ashir is a good example, who's under 15, I think, with his sub-junior, whatever they call it, champion, and bronze winner at the women's.
She became a WIM as well.
Sorry, and WIM and FM and soon IM and GM. Who's she's not a great talent. She's a great person. She has a great character. She kept trying. She's been a member since the beginning of the academy, more than 6 years ago, and she's now our poster girl, because this is not the only one. We have many. We have others who became GMs, a lot of them actually, more than 10. But we have this academy, and we do this homework club where every week you can solve homework, send it in, and you get feedback. And from that feedback, we see what people are trying in their examples. And we find out what is the actual human main line, because the computer's main line is the highest numbers score for a move. So if your knight sacrifice, any which way you take it, where as a human you think they're all very complicated, computer says, yeah, but it's made in 12. Not relevant. Completely irrelevant. But I can give up my queen. It's only made in 15, so that's what I'm playing. That is the kind of thing you get from non-curated material. It's really very sketchy. But if you say, like, you're trying to see 150, 200 examples an hour, just run through them. 1,000 examples in a book done in 5 hours. It's not necessarily good economy. But if you're thinking, let's say 5 minutes per examples, and these books here, some of the examples quite difficult, but they're like 300 examples in each. 5 minutes, someone do the math for me, it's 25 hours, right? You have a training material. And it's not just that you have the training material, you have it's explained, you have it structured, you have it picked, while you could easily spend 100 hours getting across that good positions if you're doing these various Lichess puzzles. So that's the main thing. The main thing is, what do you add to it? And that's, in the past, we just used to have positions and then some comments with just some moves. And again, this is about reinventing what chess books are. So I think we'll see this all across society now, and I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. So I know most people are worrying about AI, and there's definitely a very scary story to tell. But there's been so many technologies that have been introduced that have been quite revolutionary. Like the conveyor belt on factories, for example, totally changed the world. It made it much, much richer, but unemployment has not gone up because of it. So what will happen with AI, is my prediction, is if you just use AI, yeah, you're left behind because you're not adding anything. You have to add something yourself. You have to learn to do things yourself, add value, and understand when to use AI, how to use AI, and when not to use it. And the same thing is what we had to learn in chess books. There was a very brief period where, like, some people are getting something out of AI now, which is otherwise is, let's say, was done by people, but quite stupidly, and now they're sort of saving some cost and making some money now. In the same way in the chess book industry, when this is already before my time, there was databases from ChessBase, and then there was people didn't have them, and you could just put them together. Put it, here's a complete King's Indian, 2 books. At the end of the thing, you just said, okay, here, white's better, black's better, and that's it. And they didn't add a lot of information to it. And what changed in our time is we have to add a lot of value, human value, like what is it human needs here? What is it human understands? And we constantly have to do that, as in our discussion of opening books. And that's, I think, part of the reason why I'm still passionate about chess books here, 28 years after my debut as a chess book author.
Wow.
Amazing.
Final
Was
blitz.
it 29 maybe?
We'll have a blitz fire. I don't know.
A blitz fire, we set fire to the house.
Not rapid fire. It's a
blitz fire.
So it's like I'll say the name of the book, and you can recommend a rating from which they can.
From band to band, yes.
Yeah,
From this to that.
If it doesn't have end, then also fine. But yeah.
Yeah, no, but I will try honestly.
Yes, let's start with it.
The thing is, guys, we have over 800 titles across the companies. There's something for all of you. I'm not worrying about this anyway. And my ethic, so the ethics of quality chess first, and now all the companies from the moment we started, is that we know you're smart. You're chess players. We're not going to try to, sorry for the word, bullshit you. We're going to be honest with you. We're going to try to do our best. It's never going to be perfect, but we're answering honest to things, and we have always done this. And yeah, whether you buy books from us, you buy a chess book course that we don't get anything from, or you buy a product from ChessBase through ChessBase India, you know, you're all part of the family. So you can always ask us advice, and we'll give it to you straight.
Let's go.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll start with the new ones. Mastering Chess Exchanges. That was by you and Rainier Castellanos, yes. So, Blitzfire, sorry, 1500 to 2750.
This is FIDE rating, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're thinking online rating, so it basically means you're not at the very bottom of the online pool. But the reason why this book has such a broad margin is because there's multiple choice. So it gives anyone a chance to sort of guess between 2-3 options in the 365 exercise. It's a brilliant book.
Oh. And Endgame Labyrinths, again by you and Stefan Nielsen.
Stefan Nielsen was, when we wrote it, he was a world champion in chess composition. He's now the silver medalist. It's like they collect points over 3 years. The book is terribly difficult. I would say Indian rating 1900 plus to world championship level. Absolutely. No doubt about it. No, like we got Garry recommended the book. He loved it.
Conceptual Rook Endgames workbook by you.
By me. So the conceptual Rook Endgames and conceptual Rook Endgames workbook combined, available as a video course and so on Chessable as well. 1900 plus.
Chess Imbalances, a Grandmaster guide by Mauricio Flores Rios.
1800 plus, 1700 plus. It's really a fantastic book. Again, if you are okay with sort of understanding half of it and coming back to it when you're stronger, You can also get it earlier. It's a very readable book. It's great. The chess structures is a masterpiece. This
Yeah, I
one
love.
is just
That's my
fantastic.
favorite.
What about him makes him a good author? Mauricio Flores.
He's a very, very smart guy. Like,
He makes it simple.
you need to get in touch with him and interview him. He's wonderful.
It's a great idea, actually.
And also he's doing his own startup, so that's another interesting story for you.
Turbocharge your Tactics 1.
Well, 1 and 2, I think they're sort of similar. I would say 1900 plus, 1800 plus.
This is by Grabinsky, right?
Yeah,
and Oleksienko.
So Grabinsky, he wrote a previous book called Perfect Your Chess,
Yes, with
which is
Volokitin.
very, very difficult. And I think Volokitin's contribution was that he solved some of the exercises. It's one of those cases where an author is sort of added to the list without being the author. It was really a Grabinsky book, but this is really an Oleksienko book with help from Grabinsky, who is close friend and coach and neighbor and so on. Oleksienko is like one of the best communicators on chess, and is very popular in many chess-based courses. So, and the books are wonderful.
Tiger's Chaos Theory. It's an opening
I
book.
don't think the rating system is built for this book. Anyone can read it, even if you don't know how chess moves. It will be as incomprehensible for everyone and as inspiring. It is like it's one of the best chess books I have been involved with, and as you know, I have 800 books in the. Like, it is simply amazing. The fact that did not win the chess book of the year is only because they didn't give out 2. Because the real Paul Morphy was also amazing. Which I think was the one that won at the same time.
Magic Chess Moves by Michael Konopka.
1800 plus.
He has been the coach of Polish team, right?
He's a Czech guy. He's worked with a lot of Czech players. So we need some titles from other companies. Now I'm no longer Quality Chess, remember.
The Chess Alchemist by Michael Tal.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's so Life and Games of Michael Tal is it finishes in 1975, and The Alchemist is annotated games. He annotated later. It's a beautiful book. We are going to at some point join that together with another book, and we're going to have Life and Games of Michael Tal Volume 2. So, but it's 1600, 1500. Like, Michael Tal's games are just so enjoyable.
And
1400. There's no lower, right?
Oh wow, nice. The Secret Ingredient by Jan Marcos and David Navarra.
That's quite a tricky book. 1900 plus.
Oh, Street Smart Chess by Axel Smith, because I also love his Pump Up Your Rating.
And Woodpecker Method, yes.
Yeah.
I think anyone from 1400 can understand it. It's a very accessible book.
Okay. You want to ask? अच्छा चलेगा
I'm
ना
enjoying
तुम्हारा?
it actually. I love the books
नहीं,
and
हाँ चलेगा ना
Yeah.
तो तुम्हारा वो इंटरव्यू अभी 5 मिनट में करते हैं. Okay, fine. Wait, did I ask about
After a
Soviet?
few hours here, we're now back. Ruta has found more books on her phone.
Soviet Chess Primer.
Okay, that's like a masterpiece. Yeah, it starts quite friendly, but then it sort of goes a little bit up in level. I say 1600 plus.
1600. My System.
Yeah, 1700 plus. It's a classic. The pieces don't move like that anymore. Of course they do, but in the same way they don't. It's like they said about freestyle. The pieces move differently.
Chess Tactics from Scratch.
Okay, that's a total masterpiece. 1400 plus. Everyone should read it. Why don't you have it? Why don't you have it? Answer me.
That's good.
Why haven't you read it? Why did you buy it and not read it? Buy a second copy that will remind you to read it. Send more money.
Python Strategy.
It's a beautiful book. This is written by collected writing by Tigran Petrosyan. I put 2 games in that I annotated in it just to make it worse. 1600 plus.
The Anand Files.
Yeah, that's a very interesting book. Introspective. If you're Indian and you haven't bought it, it's like if you're American and you haven't bought Michael Jackson's Thriller album back in the 80s. Like, come on, guys. You read the autobiography, like now you can know what really happened.
Just a moment. Okay, Woodpecker Method 2 actually. Many people had a doubt for the rating because it's positional play. So what would you recommend?
I think it's like 1600 plus. So we have to understand that the Woodpecker Method, the idea is that you go through them several times. I tested the puzzles, myself helping Axel with the project because it's just too big for one person, and I don't do much with my time. So I helped him and I tested it with Sam Shankland, Naroditsky Satorov, and Renier Castellanos, who, the first two, of course, famous grandmasters, and the third became a grandmaster after working through it. It's a book that can work for strong players. So it helped Naroditsky to go to number 5 in the world, or 4 where he peaked, before we stopped working together. And then, but with others also, if you go through them again and again, the idea is there's a lot of exercises, very good patterns to recognize and get into your vocabulary. The idea is you go through it a number of times. First time through, don't try too hard. Like if you're wrong, you're guessing you're wrong, it's fine. But you're coming back and see, can you remember it? If not, then maybe see if something sticks, if you have some thought process that sticks. That's how Axel has designed the method, and I think it's very useful.
50 mistakes you know.
Okay, this is Jesus de Villa. He's there's also Matthew Sattler, but like these are sort of the great authors of our time. And you know, it's to hear like Spain's top coach talk about his students' games, like anyone can learn. But I think, let's say, up to 25.99.
Grind like a grandmaster.
This is a transcription of a video course done by Magnus Carlsen and David Howell. If you're interested in knowing how the second greatest player of all time, based on that I already chose my favorite being Kasparov, or tied second out on tie breaks, greatest player of all time, how he thinks, you can get it actually much better in a conversation with the fabulous David Howell. So you can get it on Chessball as a video, or you can get a cheaper version as a book where you can follow it in your own tempo, which I strongly recommend. It's a marvelous book. If you don't want to know how Magnus thinks, well, then it's not for you.
The Silicon Road to Chess Improvement.
This is Matthew Sattler. He's my favorite chess author, and as everyone knows, I bought New in Chess simply because he refused to write for Quality Chess, so I had to make him my author in one way or the other. It's quite tricky book, I would say 1800 plus, but it's also fantastic. And if you work with chess and engines together and you haven't read this book, it's sort of like, why don't you read the manual? Come on, read the manual.
No, thank you so much, Jacob, for this, because I could have gone on for all the 800 books, but maybe next time we should do that. At some point we would actually get to books I don't know. Out of the 800, I confess that I haven't read them all.
But Jacob, thank you for this interview and also for improving the chess literature in such a huge way. It's amazing the work you're doing.
Thank you as well. I want to give a little story here as a final thing. So in 2017, when we went to the tour and we started in Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Delhi, Calcutta and Chennai before we went to the rest of Asia, in Mumbai, somebody came with a photocopied version of, I think it was calculation, and wanted me to sign it. And I was I took offense, because it's like the author isn't paid, the publisher isn't paid. I'm both. and you're putting this in front of me to sign? And then I was like saying, oh, come on, you can't do this. I was not rude or anything. I was just like, come on, you cannot ask me to sign this. It's stolen, it's copyright theft. And then by the second one, I was like, you shouldn't really, it's copyright theft, I'll sign. By the third one, I just signed them. And then we were talking about it. So like Amruta and I, because Saga was on the phone constantly. I have 50 photos of Saga on the phone from this tour, but we were talking about it, and eventually, they were talking about it as a marriage couple in the language that Amruta understands, which is Saga's entirely appreciation and approval. And we decided to do this little sub-company of Chess-Base India, which is selling chess books in India. And we decided that it is not fair in any way to criticize Indians who buy photocopied books if that is the only thing they have access to, or if the books are at a price that is not fair for the Indian market because they don't reflect the sort of what other things cost in India. So for that reason, we 2-3 times a year, we have sort of been a little slow on it lately. We send lots of pallets away. There's a few guys working for you in the office in Mumbai who send out the books to all of India at something similar to half price. And in this way, chess books became popular in India. And now whenever I'm in India, they come with the actual books and have them signed. So it makes me very happy for two things. First of all, the books they have in their hands are better. And secondly, they're widely available because many more people come with the books. Now, it's not a huge profit for us. It really isn't. But it's... I think it's good. It helps developing chess in India, and this is sort of what I want to do. And this is, of course, also why I work with you guys, because I've seen from the start that this was your goal, and not, getting your YouTube plaque or anything like this. So thank you very much for agreeing to do this with me, and we have now done it for 8 years.
Yes. Almost 2017 we began, I think so.
I think 18. I was there in 17 and took a little time to get it set up, and
it's been 8 years. Yes,
it's been 8 years, and most of the profit from the company goes to the employees, so it's technically not profit. But what it has done for making books available in India, I think is a good thing. And our next step here, we need to do some books in Hindi.
In Hindi?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you so much.